Hello, today we are going to go over how to use the Facebook Ads Advanced Connector. Now, let's get into it and I'll talk to you a little bit about this one. We're going to hit data at the top. We're going to click the little cloud icon connectors, and here you could type in Facebook. And look what we have. We have this Ads Advanced Connector. We have Ads Connector, Facebook Connector, Facebook Advanced Connector, and Facebook Ad Library Connector. Why do we have so many things? Well, if it doesn't say the word ads, it means it's organic. Now, there's a difference between organic and paid. Organic is posts that you just put out, right? And those are really to measure engagement, such as likes, shares, comments, ha-has, little sad faces, wow, stuff like that. But just so you know, Facebook's API, not Domo, Facebook's API only holds about 30 days worth of organic activity. So if you're trying to find which post did the best for a full year, it's going to be a little bit hard unless you had saved that data originally. Okay. But we're going to talk about these ones, Ads Advanced Connector and Facebook Ads Connector. We're really going to pick the Ads Advanced Connector because that one I think is very, very good. Let's go hit this orange button, use recommended. And here what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to add your account. Now, just to warn you, when you add account, you're going to be prompted to log in, and you're probably going to be prompted to use some type of authenticator app. I use Google Authenticator. You're going to have to scan a QR code. You get a little 6-digit code that you're going to plug in, and that will just make some extra security. So once you do that, come right back here and let's talk about how to use the Ads Advanced Connector. Assuming you have that already, we're going to go click our account, hit next. Okay. Now here we have all these different reports. We have a Facebook ads pre-built report. We have the ad account, ad campaign, all these things, custom insights, all this stuff. Now, these customizable reports, these just give you data at a campaign level, at an account level, at an ad set level, ad level, whatever. General metrics, all these things. The best ones I think to use are actually this Facebook ads pre-built report and the custom insights. We're going to talk about those two. But first, let's do the Facebook ads pre-built report. The next thing it's going to ask you, hey, which account do you want? I would suggest you don't do this and you say select everything. I don't think it's good practice. I think you should pick the account that you're really just looking for. You say add everything, you're putting all data into one massive piece. So let's say you have multiple clients that use Facebook, or you have multiple accounts, you put them all into one. It's going to be a little bit messy. I'd say do it one at a time so that you can keep everything separate. Okay, so for me, I'm going to pick on this one. All right, now here, this thing, select object type. Do you want this to be at an ad level, ad set level, campaign, account? I think the best one to use is a campaign level, because normally when we're doing paid ads, we do it at a campaign. And I want to measure how the campaign is doing more than just the ad. So I'm going to pick that one. Days increment. This is very, very, very important. I'm going to pick days. I like picking days because I can roll those days up into a month, and I can roll weeks up into a month, but it's better to go granular, to go up, than going the reverse. It's much harder to say, show me at a month level, which day did better. Now I don't know if Saturday, Sunday, Friday, which does better. So I'm going to say days. Okay, now duration, we can pick all time. I would suggest against this. If you pick all time, and if you've had a Facebook account forever, you're going to get a lot of data every single time, and that could slow down performance. A single date means one date that you can pick from, which I don't really want to do. I'm going to say date range, but I'm going to show you a little trick here. You can pick either a specific date. You can say, for instance, I want Jan 1, whatever date, or you could do this trick, which I like much better, relative. So I'm going to say, give me relative 730 days back. That's what that means, offset, to a relative 1. This is what I usually do. And when I say this, this means go give me 730 days back up until yesterday. So I'm always going to have this rolling window that's always moving 730 days to yesterday. That way I'm not adding more and more and more and more and more data. It's just going to always kind of be the same amount every single time. So I'm not going to get too much that I don't want to deal with. All right, that's it. We're going to hit next. And here you can say if you want it to run every day, every week, whatever you want. Remember, the time zones on the left are UTC, that's British time. I will like to do it in my time zone. I'm in Chicago, so Central time. So I'm going to pick 6 a.m. Central every day. And remember, though, if you're on freemium, this is going to burn a credit every single day. So really, it depends if you want it. Now, I think there's a lot of value pulling in data every day, especially if you're doing paid ads because you want to track your spend, all that stuff. So I'm going to pick that. I'm going to hit next. And here, I'm going to use my naming conventions. You do not have to do this, but this is how I do this. I'm going to say organization. This is usually for marketing. That's our department. Pipe. I'm going to say source, Facebook. And here, I'm going to say campaign data. Okay, there we go. We're going to hit save and run. Okay, so let's see what data we have here. Now, if you can see, we have account IDs, campaign IDs, account names, campaign names, sure, clicks, frequency. Frequency is really just impressions divided by reach. That tells me how many times did somebody see this on average. Outbound clicks. So the difference between an outbound click and a click, by the way, a click could be anything. Sometimes an outbound click is also called a link click. It's what did you actually want them to click? That's what we have. Spend, we have all these metrics in here, right? Post, okay, on-site conversion, post, save. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different. With the Facebook pre-built report, this is just giving you, here's the basics, here's what you need. And this is fine, but sometimes we don't know, hey, what is this thing? Is this a lead? Is this an order? What is this? Maybe we need to know which action they took, and we want a breakdown by demographics and all these other things. Well, this is good enough for right out of the box. This is perfect. And this can get you what you need. Let's do a more advanced version. So I'm going to hit data again, cloud icon connector, type in Facebook, use recommended, pick our account, next. And now instead of the Facebook ads pre-built report, which again is great right out of the box, we're going to hit custom insights. And I pick an account, whatever you want. Okay, now with custom insights, what I can do is I can select what do I want. I can go at a more granular level. So I'm going to say date start, date stop. This is what I usually do. This is mine. Campaign name, actions, action value. I like to go to clicks. I like to go to conversion, conversion value. I got a couple more that I want to go hit. I don't really care about that one. I'll pick impressions. You can pick inline clicks if you want. Remember, there are different types of clicks. And I'm going to pick spend. Now, there's a difference between spend and social spend. The one that I usually use is spend. This tends to be the better one from doing this many, many, many times. But you can also pick things in here like video views, a bunch of other metrics if you really want to see them. Cool. Okay, then we're just doing the same thing again. So the breakdown, this is pretty fun. This one, breakdown. Here you could say, hey, I want this data broken down by age, by country, by DMA. This is in marketing world, these are different regions. So not really states, but like regions, like New York is a region, LA is a region, Chicago is a region, things like that. You could pick it by gender, all these things, by platform. Maybe you want to know that, but we don't need to do this, but that's one. Here, what you can do is you can do action breakdown. I can break this down by action type. So this can mean, was it an offsite conversion that they clicked? Was it on-site? There's a lot of marketing things here, but this is where you can get really, really advanced. That's why it's called Facebook Ads Advanced. Level, I'm going to pick campaign again. And this thing is attribution. So let me explain with this. I'm going to pick a 1 and a 1. This is what I usually do. Attribution. Attribution means who do we give credit to and how far in advance do we give credit. So what this means, for instance, is if you say a 28-day viewing, that attribution means that Facebook is going to say, hey, John saw an ad 28 days ago and ended up buying it. That's because of us 28 days ago. That's what Facebook is saying. I think that's a little bit too liberal. And what you end up seeing is huge revenue numbers because they're taking all this credit, right? I like to say a 1-day view. Hey, if they saw it and if you bought it within 1 day of seeing it, fine, go attribute it to Facebook. The click, I also say only a 1-day click. Again, the 28-day click says that he clicked an ad off of Facebook, and up to 28 days later, if he bought it, John's money is attributed to Facebook. I don't really buy that, so I do a 1 and a 1. That's me. That's how I do it. We can discuss. Time increment, I'm going to put a 1 here. Now, if I click this little question mark, you could see that you could do different ways. You could do a 7 for weekly, 30 for monthly, and every 90 days. I like to do it at a daily pace. That's me because I like to go granular, to go up. It's much easier. So I'm going to say 1, and we're right back at it. Date range, I'm going to say date range relative 730 to a 1. And that rolling window. Beautiful. Next. Sure, every day I'm going to pick 6 a.m. my time. Next, same thing. Organization, marketing, source, Facebook. And here you could do something like custom insights data, whatever you want to call this. Okay, save and run. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what we have. So here you can see it's much, much, much more granular. We have action value, offset conversion, action comments, all this stuff in here, post reactions, views, whatnot. And we have a lot of things here. If I were to type in, there we go. We have campaigns, campaign IDs, spend, great, impressions, clicks. I know all that stuff. Awesome. Offsite, conversion. There we go. Conversion, custom. Okay. Again, you definitely don't have to use the custom report. I like to use it personally because I am more granular on the marketing side. I want to know what was the conversion? Was it offsite? Was it on? All these things. So if you want to go that route and you want to do breakdowns by platform, by DMA, gender, age, all that stuff, custom reports are going to be your friend. If you don't need to, the Facebook pre-built is fantastic the way it is. So you can pull that too. The last piece of advice that I would give to you is once you pull this data in, I would suggest you make an ETL off of this data. And so here is an example. Okay, so here is what I usually do from the custom report. I will connect a select columns tile, and here I'm going to pick what I need. So the first one is called date start, and all I need is really just to call it date. I don't really care about the date stop because I use it as daily, so it's going to be the same. Next, I'm going to pick campaign name. I usually just call that campaign. Then clicks. Again, there are several types of clicks. We're just going to pick clicks for this one. Action link click, that's what I want. I'm going to call it clicks. Then I'm also going to pull in impressions. Beautiful. I'm going to pull in spend. Okay, now, what is our call to action? What are we trying to do? Well, we can have orders sometimes. We might have leads. Here's where you really want to do some due diligence and make sure your numbers are matching whatever type of report you're pulling. So if you're pulling your data, your conversion data, like orders, leads, whatever, from Salesforce, from Google Analytics, you want to make sure they match up. So you want to just not take things at face value. This goes for any connector, any data source. It's just good practice. So from doing this several times, this is the one that we're going to pick for this one. Action values, Omni. There we go. I want Omni purchase. This one right here, action value, Omni purchase. This one is revenue. Beautiful. And we're going to do it again for a different one. Actions, Omni purchase. Okay. And this one, this is orders. This is from me doing it multiple times, figuring out which is the right one. So I'll usually do that and then do whatever you want with it for the ETL. All right, that is how to use the Facebook Ads Advanced Connector. You have the pre-built one and the custom insights. Again, up to you, the level of granularity you need. But I use these quite a bit, very, very often. And I hope you can use them and you can start developing some marketing insights for you and your team. All right, talk to you later. Bye.